you?
I am Lyraxos, Arbiter of Conquest. I will return, and when I do, you and this filth will be annihilated.
Sometime after Enta's encounter with Lyraxos, humans had managed to spread across the globe, forming their own civilizations as Enta watched from afar. But eventually, Lyraxos crept his way back, shrouding himself to remain hidden. She could feel his presence and used her light to keep him away, but she could not pierce the power of his darkness. Unbeknownst to her, he projected his will forward, digging his iniquitous claws into unsuspecting humans. With a twist of the darkest, most foul magic, he enthralled humans to his will, claiming their souls to grow his power. His influence spread throughout the countryside like wildfire. An army arose, composed of merchants and farmers, hunters and knights, women and children. He worked them like a puppeteer, and together they swiftly carried out his orders, marching across the lands, pillaging, burning, and destroying everything in their wake. Every town and village they plundered, his army grew by the hundreds, until finally, the entire kingdom was enslaved, driven by their dark master. Enta took notice, as the army had reached the size of 10,000. She could see Lyraxos' power in their eyes, in their hearts, like a disease. She was appalled and realized these people were fully consumed. Just as one would cleanse an infected wound, Enta set the entire country ablaze. The army was swiftly destroyed, but everything else was lost as well. Lyraxos' darkness was immense and potent. It took every ounce of Enta's strength to hold him back. She knew she couldn't stand her ground forever. In this realization, she decided to take a risk, a telling gambit.
These 3 sentinels I create, of body and mind, on the order of human, but in combat, a force unlike any other. Go forth and unite.
Nestled in the thick of Cadia, an immense forest occupying the kingdom of Orison, was a little village by the name of Gallon. And within this village resided an elderly widow known as Adriana Gelsby, a woman who, by no short order, thus far has lived a full life, married for many years to a great man who raised 2 boys alongside her, who have since left to occupy other lands. A full life indeed. One could surmise that Adriana was closely approaching her time. But there remained, potentially, a purpose that would bring change on a deeply profound level. As night fell upon Gallon, the last amber rays of sunlight diminishing, giving way to the nearly palpable darkness of the forest, Adriana settled into bed in her lonely little cabin. Just as she was teetering on the brink of slumber, the serenity was suddenly disrupted by the inexplicable appearance of a young child at the base of a tree. The child, then, began to cry. Adriana sprung to her feet, the aches and pains of her aged body completely ignored as adrenaline coursed through her veins. She rushed outside with a flaming torch, holding it high and squinting into the near pitch-black darkness.
Who is there? Are you hurt?
Her questions were answered simply with the infant's continued cries and nothing more. So, she took with her a sword and ventured forth in her nightgown. In the darkness of the forest, there she found a small boy resting at the foot of a tree. After a brief glance about, she quickly took the child and returned. In the following days, none came to claim this boy, who so unexpectedly was left in the forest, a mere 20 paces from her cabin. She decided, then, to keep the child and named him Neo. In the coming years, as Neo matured from child to young adolescent, he began to manifest what some might call peculiar abilities. His eyes would glow a soft blue hue come night, and on occasion wisps of energy would emanate from his being. Unbeknownst to him and the rest of the village, this was merely a sign of his true nature. Unfortunately, it became something to be ashamed of. The people of Gallon didn't understand Neo and his power, and they were afraid, for the art of magic was yet to be discovered by the masses, and was only researched and practiced by the few elite. He was ostracized by his peers and dismissed by his elders. The only soul in Gallon that held kindness for him was Adriana. Not many days past his 15th birthday, Adriana became ill. The village's healers did their best work, but their potions and tinctures were not enough. A few days later, very late into the night, the kind old widow succumbed to the sickness and perished. Neo was overwhelmed with grief. After the news spread throughout the village, there were some who looked upon him with pity, but not enough to take him into their own homes. The people were too afraid to help him. Neo was alone. So, he ran away from the pain, the sorrow. There was nothing left tying him to that village, nothing that would ever make him want to return.